David Anthony. Thanks for checking out MotoAmerica on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe and comment.
Also, we have a big tailwind that we haven't seen, as big as it is, but 19 laps scheduled in Supersport race number 2. Revs are up, lights are off, we're going. Josh Herrin, did he get another jackrabbit start that he's been getting all season long? Not quite as great as it's been, as Tyler Scott also right there. So Herrin leads the way into turn number 1 as things starting to tighten up at the exit of turn 2. But it is that Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati New York Panigale V2 of Josh Herrin who leads the field.
Over Ty Scott, and you can see Hayes got a good jump there from the second row. He got in front of Lockoff. It looks like we have Diego Perez running in 5th right now, so nice start from him. Rocco didn't quite get the start that he got yesterday, and he's been shuffled back to 6th with Almeida just behind him, is wearing the 5A, 5B. You can see this group of 3 guys at the front trying to get away early. So I'm sure the intensity level is going to go up a little bit more today, especially between these 3 that we saw from yesterday, because yesterday Hayes was rolling around in 5th place at this stage, and they're already starting to make a pretty distinct breakaway. These first laps, Greg, are so pivotal and so crucial. We've seen it so much from Jake Gagne over the last year and a half here, where those starts, you get out to a quick start and try to get yourself some separation.
Ty Scott, the talk of the town, on the number 70 on that Vision Wheel M4 X-Star Suzuki GSXR 750. So it's a next-gen bike, this Ducati Panigale V2 and the GSXR 750 modified with throttle-by-wire. So these next-gen bikes being able to be controlled by the rules package for equaling out the playing field. And, of course, that R6. Here goes the first pass for the lead. And it's Ty Scott who's deep into turn number 1. There's no way can he hold on to it. He goes a little wide. He turns it back in. That's unbelievable. He was so deep in there. Being pushed by that tailwind, too.
Both those guys were deep in there, and I thought for a second Herrin got really close to the outside edge of the racetrack, but they were both able to get the bikes slowed down. And you can see Herrin's going to dive right to the inside as they go into turn 4, make that pass on Ty Scott.
And that's the front end feel that Josh Herrin was talking about, having the confidence to be able to do that and to really see what's going on behind him.
Where he's got to let the thing settle down, get through these first 4 or 5 laps, don't lose too much lose too much space. And those guys, and it looks like Liam Grant is down on the Vision Wheel bike. I can't see where that is, Greg, but it could be up in that turn 10 area as the guys are back down into turn 1. This time, Scott wasn't able to do anything with Herrin on the front straightaway, and we've run 27.5 as Scott goes up the inside, so maybe Herrin did get in there just a little bit deep. Now, Greg, when you're on this new tires right off the bat, this is where you can really try to get that separation. Hayes has done a tremendous job holding on to these guys as Herrin again takes another shot up underneath Ty Scott in that turn 4 area.
Unbelievable racing so far, Hannah, with Tyler Scott right there in 2nd spot. But the 750 with that extra displacement, more torque, and so the power delivery definitely feels different. So Josh Herrin, who set a 27.581 as the fastest lap of the race last time by, goes 28.5, so a second slower. But here comes Hayes up the inside on the 16-year-old. So there goes Josh Hayes taking his shot early. He may have thought that Herrin might be getting away.
Yeah, but I'm looking just behind these guys. The 44 of Sam Lockoff has started to bridge that gap. He's in the 27s that lap, Greg. Him and Rocco Landers both are the only 2 riders in the 27s.
That's what he worked on overnight. Was he felt like he was getting worked under braking early on, so they made some changes to the motorcycle. You see he's already more confident as he's fighting for the lead now with Josh Herrin. Watch these two, because Josh Herrin told me, he said, friends are for dinner. It doesn't matter when we're out there on the racetrack.
Yeah, things got a little chippy yesterday between Josh Hayes and Josh Herrin when Herrin made some comments as Hayes goes to the lead now. And these 2 riders have the same mentality. Neither one of them wants to be in 2nd place. Both want to lead. So Hayes leading the way. Herrin, Yamaha R6 versus Ducati Panigale V2 next generation motorcycle. Let's see what the Ducati's got on the top end. Herrin in the draft of Hayes as they bend it over, get higher in the RPMs. Down the straightaway we go. Herrin under braking. They're side by side. Who's going to have it? It's going to be Herrin, the number 2, who takes over the spot. And then Hayes is going to go up the inside. He loses a little bit of drive. That got dicey for a moment. So it'll be Herrin who holds on to it.
Yeah, Hayes was just on the inside of the track. He was trying to apply that pressure. He had a little bit too much lean angle, so he couldn't get the grip he needed.
That Vision Wheel M4 X-Star Suzuki GSXR 750. So he and Tyler Scott on those 750s as Hayes in the draft of the Ducati. And a little bit of a gap coming onto the straightaway, and Hayes goes underneath. So Josh Hayes will take the spot. Quite an entertaining race with 13 laps remaining in this one. It's the 47-year-old Hayes on the Squid Hunter Yamaha R6. Again, Jay, it's just all about these mind games. Here comes Herrin. He loves to lead as well. He'll take the spot. Nowhere for Hayes to go.
Like, he just kind of got out of the groove a little bit. He didn't push hard enough in the middle, and then what he was forced into was pushing too hard at the end, and he just didn't have it underneath him at that late stage where the track was real greasy. So he's cleaning it up here. We have always seen him do really well at the end of the race. So watch for him to maybe move up, maybe improve his lap times a little bit as we get going.
Well, we've always seen Rocco pretty strong at the end of the races, Greg. And yesterday when you and I were calling this one, we were both looking at each other because Rocco was up front very early. So how much you use your legs and things to change direction on the bike as far as your body position and things like that. So he's going to be going through it. He's got to get through it here so that he can be ready for MotoAmerica. As Herrin now dives up the inside of Hayes.
Moved Hayes out of the way, so Hayes loses. Is he going to lose track position? He doesn't, but he does lose quite a bit of time. On his Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati New York Panigale V2. And here comes his former teammate Josh Hayes on that Squid Hunter Yamaha R6. He'll take over the spot. And these two have had a long history of racing each other over the years, and they both know each other's tendencies as they both want to lead these races. Herrin's trying to upset the apple cart. He's not wanting to give Josh Hayes his way on the racetrack, and that's why he keeps throwing these shots at Hayes.
Mount another charge towards these two guys leading the race.
Herrin in the draft will take over the lead once again into turn number 1.
Hayes trying to sneak it back up the inside, and he's going to as Herrin gets in past him. Neither one of these guys want to give a quarter to anybody, and Herrin stuffs it back up the inside as they go into turn 3.
This really speaks to the confidence Josh Herrin has in the front end of the motorcycle. The changes that his Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati New York team made overnight.
He hasn't taken a shot that lap. He could have. He hasn't wanted to lead.
There it is.
There it is right there.
Up the
just
inside.
as I said, it was made a little bit easy for him there. So he now wants to play that waiting game, it looks like, to try to do something maybe with Josh on the last lap. Let's see if he goes through him here. He does. He goes by. So,
that was incredible. I thought he wasn't going to be able to do that because he did sit up and have a little bit of air in the leathers to cool himself down, possibly. But another great pass by Josh Herrin, and this is exactly why Warhorse HSBK Racing Ducati New York wanted to hire Josh Herrin.
See who's got the horsepower.
Here we go, onto the front straightaway. Josh Hayes, half a bike length the distance. He's in the draft of the Ducati. Josh Herrin trying to hold on. The Ducati doesn't have the legs. They come across the stripe, and it's going to be Josh Herrin by 32 thousandths of a second. After 18 lead changes, Herrin's able to hold on to it from pole to victory. What a ride for Josh Herrin and the changes that his Ducati team made overnight.